Tune Custom Invincible. How about just Raised Invincible? Tune Custom is really high, but it's what I had. It's available because it's what I had on there before. When you change regions like this and then go to the garage and buy more trucks, or go to the storage and pull it out, it's not always set up. I recall those being on there before. I guess I was so blinded by these big whamma jammas. There's 1, 2. I don't even really see a difference between 1 and 2. I don't know if you can see a difference between 1 and 2. Let me know. Let's try and take a different angle on it. Look right up her butt. There's 1. I should take my hand away from my mic. There's 1. There's 2. Oh, I do see a little difference. These are closer to the frame rail than those. And then those are even further out. So there is a difference. Now what about these? Okay, those sit about where those do. Or maybe those. No? I'm going to put these on it. Or maybe, it doesn't make a damn bit of difference. They're the same offset. These just look more beefy. But I've always used these in the past, and I like them. Battery-powered winch. Yes, it is expensive to outfit one of these. That's why that engine that I paid $10 for is $100,000. Without someone going in there and fucking around with it. Tall front facing. Twin tall wedge cap. I like these better. That's actually what I'm running on. See, all my trucks are over on the other side. This is just a standard rear wheel drive. This is an engageable all-wheel drive. $10,000. Frame add-ons. I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time with this because all I want to do is go pull that thing out of the swamp with it. God, you can do. I'm running long. Maybe I'll cut this end off and use it as a separate video. That sounds like a dandy idea. You got the sideboard bed there. You can do saddle high, saddle low. If you have either of those on, you can still run the fuel tank. But look how much it weighs down the nose of the truck. That 1,800 liters of fuel is very heavy. You've got a sideboard bed, but it removes the saddle. I don't know why they call it a saddle. It's a damn fifth wheel. Van body, which gives you some repair parts and spare wheels, and you can still run the fifth wheel. Now, whether you can run the van body and still stick the LC38 on it, no. No, you can't. But we were working from bottom up, so you can do that. There's one combination. But you have no crane to load that trailer with. There's a flatbed. Again, no trailer to load it. That's kind of a neat look. The van body, the service body, and the flatbed. Although, you know, you can tell he just borrowed this van body from the truck that it's supposed to be on by the wheel wells. There's one flatbed. Now there's another flatbed. That's a little teeny one. Another sideboard. Another flatbed. Here's your 4-spot. Carrying quantity 4. Yeah, we are on the E. I know on the other truck, you can put an LC38 crane on there. Now this truck used to have only the Flatbed Utility. That says can't carry freight, but it has 1,000 repair points, 2 spare wheels, and 500 fuel, but it can't carry freight. Now the other 714WM without the E had this flatbed. The other truck had this flatbed, and this truck had this flatbed. I think someone threw in a little patch. Now with this flatbed, can I put the LC38 on it? Yeah, baby. Look at that. And I would bet that I can still stick. No. Oh, that disappoints me. Well, actually that kind of makes sense. Because if you're going to carry freight on it, you can't have a fifth wheel in the way. Now the Flatbed Utility, put that on. Now it says can't carry freight, but it lets you keep the LC38. And then you've got the sideboard. It's a 4-spot sideboard, but it takes off the crane. So without auto loading, you're shit out of luck. If you happen to dump it over somewhere between A and B, you're shit out of luck. No crane. This one you can, though, put the ramps down and drive a vehicle up there. You can run a vehicle up there and pack it and carry a vehicle. And there's the sideboard on the front. Remember earlier we had a sideboard on the rear. Here we got a sideboard on the front. And I believe this is, yes, this is still the utility flatbed. It's not the one that carries freight. So the sideboard carries the freight. But you can't have, there's no combination where you can have a sideboard and the LC38. The only combination you could do that with would be the flatbed times 4, and then you can put the LC38 on it. Go back to the flatbed utility and then the cranes. You can have the crane on the front with a let's find the right sideboard. You can have the crane on the front with a sideboard on the back and still pull the trailer. Or you can have the crane on the back with a sideboard on the front and still pull a trailer. Weight-wise, I'd rather have the crane on the front. But for reaching anything that you want to load onto a dolly, it'd be better to have it on the rear. You know, again, or you could do the flatbed. Instead of the sideboard. Sideboard helps you out if your cargo breaks loose, just because you're bouncing around or something. The sideboard can keep it from falling off, and all you got to do is repack. So that's all your options in at length. And yes, while you're in the customization menu, the shit freaks out. Look at the end of the crane. When I was doing it on Flooded Foothills, this is a Big Salmon Peak garage. When I was doing the same outfitting on in the Flooded Foothills garage, this thing was bouncing all over. The wheels were coming up off the ground on one side and it was turning sideways, and but once I finished see, the crane is still bouncing. Once I finished what I was doing, I don't know what they mean by light exhaust, maybe a lighter color, but it ain't light to me. It's blacker and shit, and it's hard to see through. My other truck, I left the rooftop shit alone. I did nothing with it. But you've got the factory beacons, the flasher bar, factory parking lights, roof fog lights, beacons and fog lights. I wouldn't mind putting on the factory beacons. Beacons and fog lights take off the factory beacons. Roof fog lights leave the factory beacons. So maybe I'll do that. You can have the roof fog lights with the factory parking lights. And that's probably about it, because the flasher bar is gonna take off something else. I've never run the flasher bar. I just don't think it's... So this one will set up this way. How about we do that? Little change from the last one. Front bumper is heavy duty pipe or that. I'd rather see that. Let's take a second look at the heavy duty pipe. No, it doesn't look right, because you can see the original bumper behind it. That's just poor. Oh yeah, these are, I'll show you the difference. I'll put my mouse on it right here. Watch when I take it away. It didn't go away. It's supposed to be this little fender over the tire. Maybe it won't go away because it was on the truck before. Rims. Oh boy, rims. Look at the thing shaking around and doing all sorts of shit as I play with the rims. Maybe those. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, because it's a little counterweight for the crane on the ass end. Oh, but those look nice. Those are really nice looking rims. Ooh, those are even nicer. I think I'll go with the counterweight. Where were those? It's not a pretty rim, but it's a utilitarian. Where's my color? There it is. I don't need to search long for that. And screw the other thing. Now I would be an hour 19 into this, but I'm going to cut it off at an hour and do the rest of this as a separate episode. Like, I could upload it to the Yukon playlist and the mod review at the same time. We'll do that piping problem, that recovery. With the medium pipes. Where were they? Okay. That shouldn't take too long. We'll do that part of the mod review. Got to get out of the map to start the truck. And I'm pretty sure I can still pull a trailer with this because of the utility body. It puts another hitch further back. Yep, you can see it on the S there. Alright, don't have to buy a trailer or anything, just go. Just find a way out of here past all these IXs. Boy. Starting to think I should have taken the one that's not extended. Oh, come on. I thought I just bumped the guardrail and come back down, but it keeps going up the hill. You know, I was saying that the steering was too slow. I increased it. By just a tiny bit. I didn't want to go too far. And it should return to center. There, if I take the brake off, it'll return to center. But it's still barely controllable. I wonder how well, you can't. This magnetic attraction to objects is Oh, fuck me. Is built in. We're gonna hit every fucking pole on this road. And then when we get past the poles and the guardrails, it'll drive perfect. See, now watch it just take off. Perfectly straight line. No veering back and forth. There's nothing for it to hit. Oh, it sort of swerved towards that pole. I don't know why the fuck it's over here. When it came up out of that mud hole, it was just going that direction. Well, if it doesn't want to go... Didn't want to pass the pole on the right side, so I thought I'd just let it pass on the left side. No, I won't do that either. Now it's over here trying to hit this pole. I need more control over it, I think. Let's see, this is actually the road we want to go up. Yeah, that is doing better. And we just go around this. Actually, let me do this the right way. You don't even go up to where the road is. You go through right here. Although you don't need to make a big wide swing right there, you can just follow the edge of the rock. That was the truck doing its own thing, and I just counter steered. Right there is a road where you can come in to the swampy area here from a different direction. And there is a different way you could go here too. I did it last time instead of going through the deep water. Many different ways through the swamp. You just pick one. Oh, there's one of those platforms. Is that Rachel's house? Come on, come back to the right. I think I need to increase the steering speed again a little more. Oh, good God. I mean, I love the truck. I just want to control where it steers. Here's a size comparison for you. The Chevy pickup and the Western Star. You could just about put the Chevy in the 2-spot sideboard bed there. It's just a bit long. At any rate, we're wasting time. I was hoping this part of the video would only be 30 minutes, but it's running long. Can I just throw a winch cable on that? Bring it up to me. Well, it looks like it's right there. There it is. Now we got us a hell of a rig. A 4-spot trailer, a 4-spot dolly that loves to tip over and lose its cargo. And a truck that I think is at least as long as the 4-spot dolly, if not longer. At any rate, we need to get this back to Manny's house, and then I can put an end to this mod review. I think when you want to take a corner, you come to a stop and then turn the wheels and then start out again because it takes so long. Takes so long to spin the wheels from one direction to the other. The steering, I mean. And the stick sensitivity can't fix that. Is that taking me up on the road? I don't want to go up on the road. No, that's taking me up to wrong turn. That's literally the wrong turn. I do want to go that way, but I want to go around this. So I just want to See how slow that is? And that's after I made it a little faster. Oh God, don't back up. Dump the trailer. If, for example, if you start to back up, boop, boop, that's all you get. If you hit the drawbar and start to tip the trailer, you're done. That shit's on the ground. But for going through these deep swamps, God, there ain't nothing better, except maybe the other 714 WM that's not extended. I brought this one because it has the big crane. I knew I was connecting to a trailer that likes to tip over. So that's, no, I don't want you going up there. Now just back up nice and straight. Just turn the wheel a little bit. Why? So I was saying that's because of the freight time hauling. That's why I brought this one with the big crane. And it pulls that trailer like it's not even there. Well, let's see, we need to be right here. To be over here, truck, over here. All right, cargo management. Unload 2 medium pipe. And there we are. Piping problem done. And it let us keep the trailer. That's too bad. I'd rather it had just made the trailer disappear. I hate those trailers so bad. Sometimes you have to use them. But piping problem. Now I'll have water in my house. Thank you. Well, that's it. It's the end of this video. The end of the mod review. We made the delivery. Let me get in here a little tighter. Give you a good look at it. In that deep water, I've driven the Kraz through that deep water, and it's over the hood, and it floods the engine out. On this thing, it barely got over the tires. Even though the pipe was completely underwater. This thing is a beast. There is no denying that. And I would just like to see it, see a little more control over the steering. Maybe the responsiveness. In the XML file, there's 3 values you can change. Steer speed, which is when you turn right or left. Back steer speed is when it returns to center. And then steering responsiveness. When you move the stick on the controller, how quickly do the wheels on the truck respond? And that's what seems to be, there's 2 things going on. The steering is slow, and the steering responsiveness is shit. Because I can see it starting to go the wrong way, and I move the stick on the controller to bring it back, and it keeps going the wrong way. And you see, even after I turned up the stick sensitivity, that didn't fix the steering responsiveness. So, anyways, that's where I'm leaving this one. I have an hour video and 42 minutes of mod review. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.